Well, welcome back everyone to the live stream of this week. Welcome guys, welcome. All right, let's get serious here. Put our serious faces on. All right, so I just want to start the live stream as quickly as possible here and start off with the markets. So the S&P 500. Let's first talk about the damn volume. Right? So the last 3 trading days, including today actually, were very low volume, like actually really low volume. It was absolutely dismal. I would have loved to see some more volume that was above the daily average to really just solidify the price action that we were seeing. So for example, not including today, but the past 3 trading days, okay, we constantly saw the daily volume being lower than the average daily volume. The only time that it was slightly over was last Friday. And again, I just need to see more volume to really tell me that this price action to the upside was confirmed. Okay, hey, thank you guys for 4 likes. Woo! Let's get to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You guys know the drill? So, and hopefully you guys can all hear me. If you can, please let me know in the chat or by hitting that thumbs up down below. Again, it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And it really tells people that, well, tells YouTube that people are liking my live streams. And yeah, it really helps a lot. So, back to what I was saying here. SPY, again, the volume was dismal, but the price was going up. So again, we need to follow the price, but you need to also follow the volume, right? Volume is like the tape to me. Yes, it might be completely different, but volume is almost like the tape to me. And tape reading is a complete different way of trading as well. It's I would say it's a more advanced way of trading too than just simple price action trading. But when you have volume and it's telling you that whether it's the day's price action or price range is unusual, or it's confirming the uptrend or downtrend on that day, you can tell by the volume, right? But on days like yesterday, especially yesterday on Monday, when we had a pretty decent uptrending day. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this is a really good uptrending day. We had a nice gap up, right? We had a nice simple gap up from last Friday's close and over the daily 50 SMA, but we got some really shitty volume. We got 47 million in volume, while the average daily volume was 72 million. So that makes you kind of raise your eyebrows, like, what the hell is going on here, right? I mean, if you do see some sort of an uptrend coming back in the market, shouldn't we be seeing more volume, right? But we're not seeing that. So I am obviously following the price action because that's what we need to do, but the volume is what's making me still have a little bit of a suspicion that we can't continue to move lower, or at the minimum see some volatility, right? And volatility means just larger price ranges and larger swings day to day or intraday. And again, people always think that whenever I do say I want volatility, it doesn't really just mean I want a straight shot down. It means that we'll get wide swings day to day and on the intraday time frames as well. And I want to see that. Why? Because we want to get more volume. And today we finally got a little bit more volume compared to yesterday. And what's interesting about today is that we formed a nice evening star daily candlestick. This is what we call an evening star daily candlestick, where we have a very tiny body here, right? And we have a wick at the top and wick at the bottom. Preferably, we want to see the top wick a little bit longer, which obviously tells us that there are more sellers, that the buyers cannot, keep the sellers out, and they eventually gave up to the sellers, which is the reason why we have a longer top wick compared to the bottom wick. And the color of the candlestick doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter if it's red or green, but again, preferably when we're dealing with an evening star candlestick, we want to be looking at it as a red bearish candlestick. Okay, and whenever we do get this, we tend to, well, the candlestick chart or the candlestick pattern tends to be something like this, right? We get a nice V-shaped move back down. Now, I'm not expecting, again, this is just a very crude drawing, but we tend to get a continuation where we see a breakage of today's low. So tomorrow now become the PLOD, or the previous day's lows, or previous low of the day, whichever you guys want to use. I mean, synonymous, so as long as you guys understand what I'm saying. And today's lows was at $516.45, and so that means we need to break below that low of today and continue to go lower. Now, this is my ideal, I guess, price action that I want to see tomorrow, as I want to see some good follow through on this evening star candlestick. And once we do, we can continue to push lower and eventually hit this 515 support level. And this is my most immediate, significant daily whole number level of support, 515. This is my first target tomorrow if we do see a continuation of this evening star candlestick chart pattern, okay, or candlestick pattern, if you guys want to be more specific there. So oh, excuse me guys, to drink some water. I moved around a lot today, so you guys will be hearing me drinking water throughout this live stream. But this first target of 515, I really want to see it hold. But if we do see a break, okay, if we do see a break, I want to see 512. Why 512? Well, first of all, look how far away we are on the daily 10 SMA. All right, we have a large difference between the price and the daily 10 SMA. Yes, it will rise up tomorrow as well because it needs to catch up to the price. And where's the price at? It's above, way above the daily 10 SMA, which is, well, from today's close, we're almost 2% difference from the daily 10. Hey, Adriana, what's up? What's up? Good evening back to you. I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, 5 likes. Thank you, guys. Again, let's get to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, you know, today for me, I got a pretty early entry. It was a little high risk, but I just held through it. And I closed. I was delighted to see that we ended up slightly under this 517.35-ish or 30-ish level that I was looking at in the past year, back in early April when we were looking at that nice move down, or looking for a nice move down. And I found that it was pretty ideal for us to really just close underneath this resistance level, this daily level of 517.30-ish or 35-ish, whatever you guys want to use, only a few cents difference, as long as you guys get the picture. And I love the fact, again, that we've made an evening star daily candlestick, and usually when we do get an evening star candlestick pattern, we tend to get this nice V-shaped move back to the downside. Now, there are a lot of reasons, again, to be, you know, looking for a downtrending move tomorrow so that we can obviously see this play out, this evening star candlestick. But yet again, volume has been really bad. However, what has the price been doing, guys? It has been moving up, right? And I can't argue with the price action. And yes, the volume is dismal. Hey, what's up, guys? Whoa, there's a lot of people coming in now. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? You guys have missed a lot, but don't worry, the live just started. The live stream has been on for about 9 minutes, so make sure you guys watch the recording as usual. I always tell you guys to watch the beginning of the live stream first, especially the recording, so make sure you guys watch it. But as I was saying here, if this evening star candlestick pattern continues tomorrow, we need to see a break of the low of today at 516.45 to confirm that yes, indeed, this is an evening star candlestick. And the first target will be 515. Now, again, we're nearly 2% away from today's closing price from the daily 10 SMA. And that's pretty far away because the daily 10 should always be close to the price. And right now we are in a uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend, short term to midterm. And the daily 10 SMA has to catch up to support the price up higher. Now, not just the daily 10 though, the daily 50. The daily 50 is starting to curl back up higher. And so if we do decide to break below 515 and we continue to see the price going closer and coming closer to the daily 10 rather than the daily 10 rising up higher to catch up to the price. So again, if we see the price catching up to the daily 10, and how would that happen? By moving lower, obviously. We would be seeing the price coming back down, breaking below 515 again. That's my first initial target for my short trade on SPY tomorrow, or preferably tomorrow, but ideally by the end of the week, by at least 515, guys, at least minimum. And then if we do break 515, if we do see some good selling volume coming in, and if we do see an increase in volatility, we should be seeing a breakage of this 515 daily support level, and we come back down to 513 to 512. And why 512? Because the daily 50 SMA is slowly rising back up, and it should start to flatline around this 512 area. And based on how the SMAs work and how comfortable I am knowing how my SMAs work, the 50 SMA should be ranging somewhere around 512 to around 512.50-ish, 512.65-ish, somewhere around there. I mean, I don't know the future, but that's kind of how I can predict based on the behavior of the SMAs and how well I know my SMAs for the past 7+ years. But this daily 50 SMA will definitely hang around this 512 whole number level, and that will happen because the daily 10 has to catch up to the price first, not the daily 50, right? And again, the daily 10 is almost 2% away from the candlesticks or the price action. So again, specifically, it's around 1.80% difference from today's closing price. So I mean, this is a pretty wide difference for the daily 10, and that's the reason why I got in SPY puts today. We had a nice move down. Some of our private CFO members and newsletter readers were able to get in some SPY puts with me, and they took that profit today as a day trade. Great scalp. But overall, I'm currently swinging this because I want to see it confirmed move lower as you break below today's lows, and eventually see this 515 whole number level being hit as my maximum target. I do want 512. It's my ideal target, but yet again, I need to be realistic. And realistic with what? With the current data that we have. And what is that data? Again, I'm currently summarizing everything that I just said since this live started. The current data suggests that the price action continues to move to the upside short to midterm, even if the volume is dwindling, even if the volume is not confirming that the price action should be continuously moving to the upside. Because again, in order to confirm such wide price ranges to the upside, we need to see volume. We need to see accommodating volume. Yet we don't have that, right? And that's my only reason why I am still raising my eyebrows as to if this bounce or if this rally from this very quick and sharp move down will be sustained or not, right? Again, I'm not fully convinced, but I have to follow the price action, which is the reason why I got out all of my SPY puts. I had 2 layers on SPY today, yesterday at open, once I saw that gap up, and obviously the gap up price action in the pre-market hours. So, obviously that's too bad for me. However, I want to see if I can get some of that those losses back by using this short swing trade to the downside. All right, and again, last but not least, 515 is my target, okay, and 512 is just my ideal target. If I have some runners, if we do see a break below 515 with good selling volume, I will hold on to my runners, and whether it be 1 or 2 contracts, and just leave it until it hits 512, because this is a pretty significant support level. And if you guys remember, 512 was a huge level of support that we saw the sellers coming in at and completely smashing the 512 level to the downside. And it was on this day, on April 15th, on Monday. Okay, so make sure you guys remember everything that I just told you guys tonight on SPY. All right, if you guys are bullish, that's great. Be bullish. I'm just looking for a short-term move back to the downside. That's it. All right, that's just it. Just a slight pullback for us to move up higher. That's it, guys. Okay, and I'm glad I also got out of IWM. I was out of IWM. I was waiting for a re-entry, but I couldn't get it, and I'm glad that I didn't get it, because on Friday we had that massive move up after those soft NFP or jobs report from April. I talked about it immensely in my CFO Swinger Watch newsletter for this week. So if any of the newsletter readers are currently watching this, make sure you guys read the newsletter. But if anyone wants to join and become an exclusive reader of the newsletter and get the chance to an opportunity to join the private CFO Discord, make sure you guys DM me. I have a very nice surprise waiting for you guys. Again, it's first come, first serve. I have 3 people who have just got it as well in the past couple of weeks. So make sure you guys try to be the next one. I have 2 more spots left. Okay, so make sure you guys join. It's up to you if you guys want to join the private CFO Discord or just become a newsletter reader. But all you have to do is just DM me, and I'll give you guys a big surprise that you will find pleasant. Okay. So IWM today as well, really good sector rotation today. We saw some really good strength in IWM, but again, this candlestick is a little bit nasty as well. I would prefer a pullback in IWM, and I just don't think you know, the markets can sustain again this big move up, big bounce to the upside just because of the volume. I mean, just look at IWM. What is this, right? What the hell is this? Right? I mean, we've had such a large move up from last week's lows, right? I mean, I'm not even choosing the last week's lows, but just right there, right? I mean, we had a 5% move up. I mean, come on now, right? I mean, this is a big move for the indices here, for Russell 2000 alone. And what is this volume? And we continue to drop in volume. So this just feels wrong, right? We don't have supporting and accommodating volume to support the fact that, hey, we have moved to the upside by 5% from just last week's lows. So that's just my frustration coming out, my bearish side coming out. But you know, it is what it is, right? I gotta follow the price action. So IWM, I will definitely continue to look out for a potential move back down, a potential short. But hey, the price is to the upside, so I will continue to see and wait if I can get a short move to the downside, right, for a short position. So last but not least, I'll take a look at the yields, right? So the 10-year yield has been drastically moving down. However, today we got a nice hammer candlestick, and that's not looking too good as well, based on the relationship with the 10-year yield or the bond yields, or just the overall bond markets compared to the US equity markets. So the bond yields here, it's been going down. That's great news, right? That's great news for new home buyers, right? Mortgage rates should start to fall back down. Obviously, mortgage rates had a nice rocket up higher yet again, thanks to the 10-year yield, or just overall the fact that the bond market has been pricing in a potential for the Federal Reserve to not raise interest rates, and also to not introduce any rate cuts for the next 2 FOMC meetings. I've talked about this as well in my previous newsletters. So again, if you guys want to join and become a reader, make sure you guys DM me on Instagram at ChartsFocus1, because I have a great big surprise for you guys. Right? And again, just DM me if you want to know, right? I mean, there's no harm in asking. Okay, so hey Garrett, what's up, man? What's up? And oh, thank you guys for 6 likes. Awesome. Let's get to 7. Let's get to that lucky number 7 and lucky number 8. 7 and 8. Let's go. Garrett, you said the dollar's going up. SQQQ forming inverse head and shoulders. Divergence to the downside in SPY. I think the confluences of your trade is valid for the downside. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at all those as well after the market closed too. You know, the dollar, we're seeing a nice V-shaped recovery back in the dollar. You know, SQQQ, I looked at all the inverse ETFs, right? SQQQ, SPXS, okay? You know, it's looking pretty nice. Just again, it's a short swing trade, right? It's a short-term swing trade. I want to get out tomorrow, or at least by the end of the week. I'm just looking to play the technicals here, not for a fundamental reason. Again, I do have my fundamental bearish reasons. I've explained all that in the past 2 newsletters, including this week's newsletter. And if you guys remember my story on Instagram on Sunday night, I exclusively reminded everyone, well, everyone on whether it be the private readers or in the public, that this week's newsletter was really important because the structure actually mattered. And again, if you guys want to know what that is, make sure you guys join by DMing me at chartsfocus1 on Instagram. So yeah, I mean, these inverse ETFs, the dollar, the bond yields, they're all looking pretty... It looks pretty suspicious for tomorrow, okay? So there you have it, right? The first 20 minutes of this live stream has been consistently been about the markets and my short-term swing trade to the downside. So make sure you guys watch the recording after the live stream is done. I talk about some very important things, especially if you guys are late. And for any of you guys who are watching the recording right now, make sure you guys smash that like button down below and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button as well if you guys are new here. All right, so that's it for SPY. I want to take a look at some earnings names that I'm currently in. Toast. All right, Toast, amazing reaction to the upside. Huge macro base I talked about for months before. Well, I talked about Toast all the way back in, well, last year. And I also talked about Toast. Well, I've been talking about Toast this entire year. This huge, massive 2-year base, all right? I think has to break out at some point. The earnings report today was pretty good. I would say the demand, and I believe, if I read the report correctly, I believe their profit. No. I read too many reports there. I was reading Dutch Bros as well, so I don't know if I'm screwing this up in my memory. But, well, you know what? Just to summarize, the earnings report was okay. It was okay, but the most important thing about Toast was that the guidance was raised, right? Guidance, the outlook for the entire fiscal year of 2024 was raised. And that's good, right? People, the company itself are expecting to see good results for the rest of the year. That's a good sign. And so the market reacted to Toast's earnings by moving to the upside. Initially, we went up all the way up to 26, but we came back down to end around, I believe, right underneath 25, if I'm not mistaken, like 24.75-ish, I think. And expecting a bit more of a move tomorrow morning at market open, but we'll see. But yeah, Toast, really good earnings. We've been on this for a long time. And if you guys remember, we've been in Toast back in the 18s here. Okay, and then Bros, right? Dutch Bros, another great looking name, went right back over 31 today and closed around like 30.93 or something. Obviously, really big move down. A lot of consumer stocks and retail stocks look horrible the past couple of weeks, but it looks like they're trying to make a comeback. As you guys already know, consumers are weak. They're showing signs of weakness. Right, people are becoming actually you know, kind of stringent on their finances. They're being very frugal now because as the pandemic savings accounts are slowly being evaporated. I think we're back down to pre-pandemic levels, if I'm not mistaken, the savings. I believe, I think, let me see here. Let me actually look this up, guys. So I'm not just pulling things out of my ass. So the St. Louis Fed, I believe I think they did post something about, I'm pretty sure I had it here. Well, I guess I didn't. Too bad, I guess. But I did see that the savings level from that huge, that big, I guess big bust is what I would say. Or not big bust, big boom in the savings for a lot of consumers went up, but now they're all back down to pre-pandemic levels and just pre-COVID levels. So the average consumer is being very frugal and being very, very cautious about what they're spending on their wants, right? Obviously, they need to have spending on their needs, but or else how else are they going to live? But even their needs are being squeezed. I feel it too. You know, just gasoline. All right, the premium price especially. Woo! Also, you know, just not just on gas, but food prices, right? Groceries. I'm pretty sure you guys are kind of feeling the pain on groceries as well for each single week. I try to have a budget of at least minimum, you know, $40 to $50 per week, and I eat a lot. So I mean, that's saying something, right? I mean, obviously, I'm eating well. If you guys are thinking that 40 to 50 might be too low per week, but it really isn't. You guys can get a lot of stuff and for just 1 week of meal prepping in 40 to 50 bucks. But I guess it depends on where you live. I live in SoCal, in California, the state of California. Very, very expensive here with everything. So if I can do that, you guys can do that as well. Maybe even cheaper in your area, but I mean, I'm still feeling it. I mean, 40 bucks to 50 bucks of groceries per week. I mean, I wish it was lower, right? I wish we were back to pre-pandemic prices where, you know, at least 25 to 30 bucks could get me through 1 week really well and really nicely, and I could be, you know, chilling out. But, you know, I think I went off a little too off to the side there, a little bit of a tangent there. But, but bros, really good earnings report overall, double beat. I mean, it's complete opposite to Starbucks. I know some of you guys are in the CFO Discord, absolutely smacked on Starbucks for me. I actually added to Starbucks because, I mean, why not? I mean, Starbucks is here to stay. It's not like it's gonna evaporate. It's not like the stores are gonna go up in flames, the locations. But Starbucks here, this is a nice dip buy for me. So I bought Starbucks. Report wasn't too good. I would say the company was a bit too bearish for no reason. That's what I personally believe. But hey, I mean, if that's what the company believes, that's what they believe, right? It's coming from the company itself. All right, so I mean, yeah, I mean that's pretty much it that I wanted to talk about today. I really want you guys to focus on SPY tomorrow, since I am in that trade too. I'm swinging this overnight. I believe. Well, before I sign off here, SPY futures, right? SPY futures also looks like it wants to start flagging just a little bit. I mean, that's the only thing that will make me get out on my SPY trade here, is that we can form a small bullish pennant flag, right? I mean, we can see this happening. I mean, I'm not gonna rule this out. All right, I need to look at both sides to form a nice whole analysis and just an overall bias, and obviously know my risks going forward into any type of position, right? And so SPY futures here can potentially form a nice bullish pennant. Obviously, we can still move down. I can still get out tomorrow on the S&P 500 SPY put swing contracts for me around 515, or at least slightly above 515, whatever it takes, right? But this can happen on SPY mini futures here, right? The S&P 500 futures. So watch out for this, because if I translate this to this over to SPY itself, I mean, we can be seeing some nice range trading between 515 to around 517.35-ish. Okay, something like this. All right, obviously the flagpole is this rapid rise, this 5% rise to the upside. All right, I think it is 5% too here, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, oh, not 5%. I meant to say 4%. I'm not looking at IWM here. So, well, I mean, it's 3.50%, but hey, whatever, round up. Anyways, guys, I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I mean, just be aware of this. I mean, I'll update you guys tomorrow morning on how this goes. I'll obviously be updating my private CFO members first on the Discord and all my exclusive readers. And again, if you guys want to join, make sure you guys DM me at TrustFocus1. It'll be amazing to have you guys with the team and be a part of the weekly newsletters every single Sunday that's sent out. Again, it's a great top to bottom research that's done for you every single week on Sunday night, and you don't have to do an ounce of work. And especially if you guys are busy, right? If you guys don't have the time to do during the weekends to just sit down and look at the markets for hours and looking at everything for hours like I do every single weekend, make sure you guys join the CFO Swinger Watch newsletter, because it'll be a great benefit for you guys if you guys are really tied up with time, especially when you need time to do some sort of research, right, over the weekend, and obviously to really just go over your trades. So yeah, I mean, just DM me on Instagram at ChartsFocus1. If you take your time to DM me, I will give you guys a big surprise. And again, only 2 spots left. 3 people have already taken that, so there it is. First come, first serve basis only, as usual. And yeah, Have a great rest of your night, guys. I'll see you guys on Thursday at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time or 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys so much for the likes, the 7 likes today. Wow. Thank you guys. Woo! We got 7 likes. Thank you guys. And for anyone who's watching the recording, it'll be great if you guys can leave some comments down below to what you guys are watching. But overall, if you guys are new here, hit that subscribe button to always be following what I upload. And if you guys really want to get the up-to-date updates on the YouTube channel here for Charts Focus 1, hit that notification bell as well. With that, I'll see you guys on Thursday, and good luck tomorrow.